the tip. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Lillard and Matthews pair up in the backcourt. Aldridge and Lopez are down low. And it's Batum in at the small forward spot.
You know, Portland has a new GM as of 2012, and we've seen not just changes with the team roster, which you would expect, but really an overhaul of team operations as well. New scouting tools, a new strength and training staff, and a remodeling of the practice facility.
Now, here's Lillard. Lopez outside. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Portland Trailblazers last season acquiring Robin Lopez essentially for 2 second-round picks. This is a huge pickup for them as he solidified their starting lineup.
And Robin Lopez taking to the quirky vibe in Portland, a big comic books fan. He's written a pilot for a TV show. He loves to draw. So he's got an artistic bent. And that's fit in great in a town that embraces the creative and the unusual.
Now, here is Nelson. Dallas moving it around. Back to Parsons. Launches a 3. On defense, the Mavericks. It's a 3-point game. And Batum gets it to go on the assist by Matthews. And Robin Lopez, a player who knows his role. Interior defense, speed, rebounding, hustle points.
Well, perfect fit next to LaMarcus Aldridge. Selfless, team-first guy. Does a lot of the boxing out and the screen setting. And had an excellent season for Portland.
And here's Portland. Lillard outside. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Lillard got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The basket to Nelson. Ellis right side. Matthews with the steal.
Look out, man!
Little shaking.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in. They have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the rope.
Lillard attacking. He gives them a double-digit lead. Lillard's got 5 points so far.
So they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, and that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Brandon Wright's checked in for Chandler. Jake Crowder comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Devin Harris subbed in for Jameer Nelson. Chris Kaman is checked in for Portland. 5 on the clock. Here's Wright. True on the 14-footer.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Lillard attacking. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
One thing that Damian Lillard has made abundantly clear in his first few seasons in the league is that he is a force when the game is in its late stages. Just steps things up in a big way every fourth quarter.
Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Portland.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And the other thing they're doing is forcing a lot of turnovers, and that's helping them to get easy points at the other end.
And it's really rare to see someone Lillard's age be able to be so calm and collected when that fourth quarter rolls around. I think it's a tribute to his level of confidence, and that confidence is mixed with humility, and that's a nice combination that allows him to perform well late in games.
And that one's good. Lillard's got 11.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Boy, the field goal percentage is fantastic. Exactly the kind of start they were hoping for. Well, I love the fact that he's fighting hard on the boards, but, you got to be smart, too. Over the back, that's an easy call there.
Well, that's simply the result of poor position under the glass. But at least you can't fault him for being passive. He was trying to be aggressive there.
And that one misses. Good on the second free throw. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. For three, Ellis. He dishes it to Parsons. And that one's good.
Sensational pass. Even in mid-shot, he still saw the open man.
Lillard against Terrace. And Lillard kicks to all. Puts up a three. Shot is off. Crowder. Oh, he put it down!
It'll count.
What a shot!
I think that one was good.
At the buzzer!
Oh, a miracle heave to finish off the quarter. How did he get that to go down?
A nice release and some good concentration as well, but the biggest thing about that, a whole lot of luck.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Trailblazers out in front. They lead by 7. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
They've done a nice job here offensively to establish a rhythm and a pace to this game.
And I like that they're finding ways to score, playing well here, Steve. Well, the Mavericks got back into the playoffs last season after missing the playoffs in 13. And this is a team that expects to be a playoff factor. Aside from that one season, they've not missed the playoffs since 2000.
On the floor for Portland, Terrell Wright. It is up there with Robinson. Then there's Robin Lopez, and it's Steve Blake, and it's Matthews in the 2 spot.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
No, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop. And you look at the legacy of success for the Mavs, you have to go back to 2000 to find the last time they had a losing season. Even in 2013, what they term a disappointing year, they went 500 in the cutthroat Western Conference. Pretty impressive.
And that one's good. Right. Here's Hill. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Now, here's Aminu. Guarded by Wright. Clock at 6. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Harris kicks to Nowitzki. Stolen by Robinson. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Lopez dishes to Robinson.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk card coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively, ready to react and make a play.
Mavericks making a switch here. Nelson's checked in. And you look at how much ownership can impact the team's fortunes. The first 20 years for the Mavericks, they cracked 500 6 times, but they've done it in every season under current ownership.
Well, I know ownership is important, partner, but come on now. They do have Dirk Nowitzki, and he has a lot to do with that winning record as well. But no question about it. The Mavericks are clearly a first-rate franchise, and everybody from ownership on down can take pride in that.
And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Gentlemen, we all know the mid-range jumper is a lost art, but not for LaMarcus Aldridge. As he said, I've always had that shot. That's my game. Most teams like to give up mid-range shots, so if I specialize in that shot, then why not shoot it? And Coach Terry Stotts agreed, saying, if you're open and it's your shot, it's a good shot. Kevin, back to you.
He makes the percentages work in his favor, Doris. Thank you.
Yeah, he definitely... saw some things that were not working for them out there, and now he's going to make some adjustments.
I'm not sure what it was, but he clearly wanted something to change out there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Parsons checked in for Chandler. Jefferson comes in for Al Farouk Aminu. And it's Ellison for Raymond Felton. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Chris Kaman's checked in for Lopez. Aldridge comes in for Robinson. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Darrell Wright. And Lillard subbed in for Steve Blake. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on what Terry Stotts had to say in his huddle. He told his guys that their offense needed to run through Lillard. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Down low, wants to get it to Matthews and does. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. That one on Jefferson. After a 2-year absence from the playoffs, the Portland Trail Blazers able to get back into it last year to face Houston in the 4-5 seeded matchup.
And they jocked it as hard as they could to get that home court advantage, but just couldn't quite grab hold of it. Still, they were able to get by a very tough Houston team in round one.
Right, he's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. Now, here is Nelson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Jefferson missing again. And Portland with the ball. They're on a 12-3 run. Kaman passes to Lillard. Kicks it to Batum. He feeds it to Aldridge. Dives for it and stolen by Wright. Ellis wide open. Oh, and he just knocked down the... So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Trailblazers lead. We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
He is a dynamic scorer, guys. That much we know. And I'll tell you what, his talent was on full display there in the first half.
Steve, he is a hard man to keep down, and so far, they've been unable to do it.
The forwards are Parsons and Dirk. Jameer Nelson is out there with Ellis. And it's Chandler in at the 5. Home in the paint. It's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Shot clock at 2. Parsons' shot is off.
All game long, guys, he's been getting it done. Really doing a nice job rebounding.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, they've had a major advantage on the glass, dominating that stack.
Now, here's Batum. He dishes it to Aldridge. From 13 feet, it goes down. Aldridge has got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Trailblazers.
Marcus Aldridge with a career high in scoring last season, top 10 in the league. Such a versatile offensive game. He can knock down the jump shot and also post up down low.
Now Lillard. Dirk Nowitzki missing from long range. And Lillard kicks to Aldridge. From the wing, the shot no good. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Guys, there's still time for them to make a run.
But the margin of error is history.
Well, yeah, there's not much margin at all, Clark. They can't afford to waste any more possessions. 4 straight misses. They've got to find a way to get back on track.
Here's Matthews. He goes up again, and it's laid up and in by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 7 points in the game.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Crowder, he's checked in for Dallas. Harris comes in for Jameer Nelson.
And Aldridge is a player with outstanding touch. Shoots over 80% from the line and is able to hit contested jumpers with his high release, high arcing shot. It's one of the prettiest and most difficult shots to deal with.
Here's Crowder following the basket by Nicholas Batum. Harris dishes to Crowder. Nowitzki, the pass to Chandler. Fires the three. Count that one. He has 6.
And we've seen a few mix-ups defensively out there on the perimeter.
More than a few. I mean, the open looks they've allowed from long range have turned into a lot of points.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Parsons is checked in. And Aldridge, guys, great in the pick and roll with Damian Lillard, their terrific point guard. But Steve, also the pick and pop, excellent range on that jump shot.
Yeah, and Kevin, as good as he is facing up, he's even more deadly posting up inside and shooting that turnaround jump. So this guy has a lot of weapons in his arsenal.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kevin, Terry Stotts led the Blazers to the second round last season, and he's now in his 3rd year with the team. He spent a couple of seasons as head coach in Atlanta and Milwaukee, but this is his longest stint and the best talent he's ever had. As Stotts said, you never know if you're going to get another chance. Guys, he's certainly making the most of it.
Doing a great job. Thanks, Doris. Here's Crowder. 6 points for him. And Parsons kicks to Crowder. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Jay Crowder, a former second-rounder back in 2012 out of Marquette. Those Golden Eagles churn out some gamers, don't they?
They sure do. You think about Wes Matthews, Jimmy Butler, and Crowder is in that same mold. Strong and rugged, a physical defender, a smart player, and plays with a great motor and enthusiasm.
Now Lillard, following the miss by Ellis from deep. A shot by Batum, no good.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Chandler kicks to Ellis. There's the dish to Crowder. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Crowder's got 6 points in the quarter. There's 14 seconds left in the 3rd. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
I'm not sure what he was thinking about there. That's a strange foul.
Who knows? Maybe he just wanted to take a break for a minute.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
Now here's Felton. Parsons for 3. And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Portland out in front, leading by 17. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. And a moment now to take a look at our State Farm assist of the game. With 6 in the game, it's been some excellent court vision from Matthews.
Well, he's been key to their ability to find the open man and really get the offense operating smoothly.
Here's Lillard on the court for the Trailblazers. Lillard and Batum, the backcourt duo. Chris came in out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's right in at the small forward. And the shot is good.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Lopez, he's checked in for Portland. Blake comes in for Darrell Wright. They get it back. Poked away. It's stolen by Jefferson. Dallas calls timeout.
Well, they're getting way too many easy shots in the paint. So this timeout is specifically for that reason. You got to tighten up the defense and start to make it harder for that offensive team.
I know it's easier said than done, but right now it just doesn't seem like the necessary effort is there.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Dallas. And Portland with a change here, too. Wesley Matthews checked. checked in for Steve Blake. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Terry Stotts as he addressed his team. The most important points they can get, he said, are points in transition. He told them to push it, create opportunities on the fast break. He also told them that he wants to see multiple passes on every possession. He said that was the key to getting the best shot each time down. Guys, we'll see how Coach's direction pays off as this one winds down. Kevin?
Thanks a lot, Doris. Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Chandler comes in for Brandon Wright. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Raymond Felton. And Portland with a change here, too. Robinson's checked in. Mavericks trailed by 18. Here's Harris. No good on the quick three.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities. And that is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
That's good.
You know, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint.
Trailblazers leading by 20. And Batum kicks to Matthews. Matthews, rough shot. Inside Leaner. The shot is good off the backboard. Matthews has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. And defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
So for the Trailblazers, Jarrell Wright's checked in for Batum. McCollum comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Damian Lillard. Robinson a screen on Parsons. Lays it up and banks it in.
Nicely done. They just continue to dominate inside. That's 10 points in a row in the lane.
It's now purely here it comes. See if you can stop it.
And we head to the final buzzer in a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. This will go in the books as a really gaudy win for the Trailblazers.
You're right, it was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, hard to see toying with.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
Fantastic show. Put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Lillard. He was doing everything right, and the points seemed to come in bunches. He definitely had the hot hand. Well, dealing with travel, one of the challenges you face as an NBA player. It's amazing just how much easier it's gotten, Clark. I know you and I both played in an era early on where there was commercial travel. Now everybody charters and flies out immediately after a game. You've got legroom, you've got catered meals, so you get more sleep, you get more rest. I think it's had a huge impact on the way NBA teams do business and just the quality of play in general. Well, there's a reason he's open out there. The defense not really respecting his ability to make that shot.
McCollum kicks to Kaman. Robinson inside. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing. Man, no reason to slow down now.
You know, Clark, those charter flights for NBA players are pretty cushy.
Yeah, you take a plane designed for 126 seats and put in 54. That creates a luxurious plane ride, man.
Here's Blake. Kaman with the ball. Picked up by Nowitzki. That's good.
Well, they've done a great job keeping the fans out of the game today, and the closer they get to the win, the quieter it gets.
Yeah, we call that the sweet sounds of silence. They're going to savor this win, as well they should. Every road win carries a little extra reward.
And that one's good.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
And here is Blake. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin.
LaMarcus, it looked like the team and you were really feeling good out there, making things happen at both ends of the floor.
It was fun for me, I think guys are, finding their rhythm and, crashing the boards, making shots. And I think just, being good down there.
Well done, LaMarcus. We appreciate the time as always. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. And it's going to be the Trail Blazers off the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for Portland. Aldridge and Lopez are down low. Filling out the wings, it's Matthews and Batum. And it's Lillard in at the one spot. Chandler, the pass to Nelson. Fires for three, and he gets the bucket. Nelson's got the first points up on the board here for the Mavs.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Jameer Nelson, drafted 20th back in 2004. He's played all 10 of his NBA seasons with the Magic. But as they go young, he has moved on. All-star back in 2009. Clark, just a solid veteran leader at the point guard position. On defense, the Mavericks. Here's Matthews. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Matthews has got his first points of the game.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
They sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
Got a piece of it. And stolen by Aldridge. And oh, here we go. Batum's got it. Galloping the fast break chance.
One thing you know when it comes to the Mavericks is they're not going to sit back and stand pat. They want to reload, not rebuild.
Well, guys, the Mavericks have made the most out of this run since they've had Dirk Nowitzki. A strong team for so long because they never tore it down.
And there were times they could have. I mean, you have to respect that mentality that they've maintained their unity, their continuity, and as long as you have Dirk, you can put pieces around him to be competitive. That's what the Mavs have always done.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for them.
Lillard attacking, no luck. Here's Lopez, who's back up, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup. Robin Lopez doesn't score a lot, but neither is he a liability at the center position. He's got really good hands and catches everything. He can finish off the pick and roll action. He can even knock down the mid-range jumper if you leave him open, and he's an excellent rebounder, too.
Now, Matthews, following the miss by Ellis from deep. And Lillard kicks to Aldridge. Tries again, and it's Lopez laying it in.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
Chandler dishes to Nelson. Ellis, the pass to Nelson. And he gets it to go. And Lopez at 7 feet, 255 pounds, Steve. A rugged defender in the low block circle.
Well, perfect pickup for Portland last year, playing alongside LaMarcus Aldridge. A good rim protector, a pretty good post defender, and his offensive rebounding as well really made an impact on that club.
Crowder, he's checked in for the Mavericks. To the middle. Parsons, the basket good off the assist from Nelson.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
That's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark. Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
Here's the dish to Chandler. Kicks it out to Parsons. to the inside. Here's Nelson. The Mavericks rebound. Shot clock at 2. Another shot. Kept alive. Chandler kicks to Nelson. And finally they hit one. Nelson's got 8 points. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Lillard attacking. Oh, that's blocked. The Mavericks trailing. Here's Ellis. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
And the layup just gift wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
Now, here's Lillard. He feeds it to Aldridge. And it's off the back rim. No good. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Solid first quarter for this club. They came out strong and they put together some nice momentum here.
Steve, I like the looks they've gotten on offense. A lot of good ones.
Well, Steve, without a doubt, the biggest surprise, especially early on last season, was the dominant play of the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, a team that had been projected to fight for a playoff spot was instead one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the West all season long.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. Steve Blake is out there with Matthews. Then it's Terrell Wright. Then it's Thomas Robinson. And it's Kaman in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And the shot is good.
Tough assignment for that defender with the size mismatch we're seeing.
Yeah, I just don't think he's big enough to handle it. And, you know, one of the things I think that was key for the Blazers was they addressed their 2 biggest issues, depth and interior defense. Robin Lopez gave them that paint protection and rebounding, and they completely overhauled their bench. 6 of their 14 roster spots changed hands.
Here's Blake following the basket by Raymond Felton. Right with it. Al-Farouq Amino covering. 6 on the shot clock. Matthews, no good.
And the bench for Portland bringing in both veterans and younger talent. Thomas Robinson, C.J. McCollum can grow with this team. You got to give this Blazers front office a lot of credit.
Now, here's Felton. Here's Crowder. Gets it to go from 8 feet. Crowder's got the lead up to 3 now for the Mavs.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Robinson misses.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
Almost surprised that he had that much room to work with.
Matthews into the lane. Good. And the assist goes to Blake. Matthews has got 6.
Nice soft touch to drop that one in.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Steve Blake, a solid backup point with a winning track record. In fact, he won Florida State titles in high school and also an NCAA title in 2002 with Maryland.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Crowder. Jefferson comes in for Al-Farouq Amino. And Parsons sub in for Harris. And Portland with a change here too. Batum's checked in. And they'll keep possession. Here's Wright. On the wing, Batum. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Batum's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Blake, a reliable spot-up 3-point shooter. Clark doesn't make it. the mistakes offensively.
He's very reliable, a steady playmaker, competes defensively, and he's been in the league over a decade. He knows what he's doing out there.
Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D. I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Batum wide open. He fights. Again, the Trailblazers score.
Seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
Nelson's checked in for Parsons. Portland also making some changes. Robin Lopez is checked in for Kane. Aldridge comes in for Robinson. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Wright. Lillard attacking. Lopez dishes to Lillard. He kicks it to Blake. Feeds it to Batum. Beyond the arc. Lopez with the bucket.
Perseverance paying off on the offensive boards, guys.
Right from outside. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And so,
Well, Jameer, what did...
all right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
Nelson having a good one. He has 8 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
Yeah, he's got to take his time behind the arc.
Mavericks trailed by 8.
You can look at a number of areas where the Blazers improved last season. Really an outstanding year all the way around, but one area they still had trouble with was their depth. That's an area they'll look to shore up going forward.
The forwards are Parsons and Dirk. Ellis is out there with Jameer Nelson, and it's Chandler in at the 5 roaming the paint. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Here's Matthews. The shot from the low post is good. Matthews has got 8 points. Steve Depp, definitely something Portland didn't feel comfortable with last year. Last in the league in bench minutes played.
And by a wide margin. I mean, not surprisingly when they were, also last in bench scoring. Hard to tell which caused the other, but, certainly they didn't feel as comfortable as they could have, with heavy minutes from their reserves.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Well, they already had them staggered, and now all of a sudden they're throwing some haymakers.
And the call will be against Jameer Nelson. That's his first foul. Devin Harris is checked in for Dallas. Here's Lopez. And there's the call on Chandler. That'll be his second foul of the game. Aldridge, no one around him. And Portland again with the bucket.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
You know, there were some question marks heading into last season about how long Aldridge would be with the team. I mean, a report was circulating that he wanted to leave, but he denied it. And good for Portland that it was just a rumor mill at work.
Shot to stop the run. That doesn't go either for Nowitzki. Trailblazers leading by 15. And the jam by Nicholas Batum.
Another bucket adding to their lead. They've been the better team in every facet of the game.
And to turn in this kind of performance in an opponent's building, that's really impressive.
Harris against Lillard. And Lillard gets double teamed. Nowitzki with the steal. Here's Ellis. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Damian Lillard, drafted with the 6th pick back in 2011. That pick, guys, acquired from the Nets in an exchange for Gerald Wallace. Steve, I'd say a pretty good trade for the Blazers.
Yeah, well, remember the Nets were in win-now mode. They were trying to keep Deron Williams happy, so they felt like the trade for Wallace would do that. The Blazers, in turn, I mean, they were rebuilding, and so they found the perfect deal at the right time and ended up drafting the future Rookie of the Year.
50 seconds left in the third quarter. A baseline J misses off the left iron. Here's Harris. Misses the 3.
And Lillard's star is continuing to rise. You know, he still thrives on that underdog status. He shrugs off the hype, doesn't really let it affect him. Still looks at himself as the 2-star recruit from Weber State fighting. Oh, man, what a play. Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark, brilliant throwdown.
Yeah, just exerting his authority out there.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Devin Harris. The Trailblazers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. He's off on the first. Both teams will make substitutions. He hits the second from the line. Mavericks trailed by 15. Right for 3. No good. Lillard attacking. Second chance shot. In deep. Aldridge drops it in. Aldridge has got 8.
Sort of epitomize this game, guys. One team going all out, getting rebounds and putbacks, and the other team just dragging.
And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin?
Sure.
This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass.
Beautiful.
And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th. Filling out the wings. It's Matthews and Batum. Aldridge out there with Chris Kaman. And it's Lillard in at the point. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it.
It's such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Chandler's checked in. Now the Mavericks moving it up. And it's Ellis penetrating. That's good. Ellis has got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the man. And Lillard kicks to Batum. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. And the Trailblazers lead by 17.
It seems like when they've gone to it, it's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Lillard attacking. Chandler with the block. One-on-one here. Jefferson, that's for two. They grab their own miss. Lets it go with the three. Jefferson missing again.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the defense has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull that trick. You've got to be in his face and not give him any space.
And you can see they recognize that, Clark. I mean, they are not going to give him that look.
Parsons checked in for Richard Jefferson. And Portland with a change here, too. Lopez is checked in. And Nelson gets it to go.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. And they are piling up the assists.
Lopez is screen on Nelson. Lillard with it. Picked up by Ellis. And again, it's Damian Lillard. Lillard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Shoddy defense. They're far too slow to react on the closeouts. What a season for Robin Lopez a year ago. Career highs in blocked shots and rebounds, especially on the offensive boards where he tied for second in the NBA.
Lopez hits them both. And Robin Lopez doesn't put up gaudy numbers defensive rebound, but he's very good at boxing out.
Yeah, stats don't always tell the complete story. I think stats sometimes are a shadow of what's going on for real. The numbers are something we look at, but some of the little things that don't show up in the stat sheet help the numbers be what they are.
And the basket good.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor. I mean, their offense in the paint has not been up to par.
Parsons for three. Parsons missing again.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
And so here we go, just rolling along to the finish line in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Trailblazers.
Nothing like second chance buckets to pick up the scoring pace.
Boy, very impressive the way they piled on those extra points, hitting the offensive glass and coming up with the loose balls.
And you see the contributions from the role players on the team. And boy, what a game it was for Damian Lillard. Every time he shot it seemed like it was just going to drop in, and nobody was surprised. Boy, you relish these sorts of road games where you come in and you get the job done.
In a long schedule with the kinds of pressure of travel and tough opponents throughout the season, it's always good when you play a game like they have here.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Wright, the pass to Blake. Back to Wright. The first free throw is good.
It's interesting that the Mavs almost exclusively built through free agency. They make draft picks, but they always seem to have a hand in free agency come July.
Well, Clark, you look back at some of the big names they were rumored to be in on, like Deron Williams and Dwight Howard. Those two names come to mind.
And they missed out on them, but they've always been very good about remaining flexible when they need to be with the salary cap.
A serious game-clinching run. They've taken off here. Impressive.
No backing off. What a surge at the right time.
And, you know, the rebounding edge here has been key because they're getting a lot of extra possessions offensively as a result.
Guys, you're absolutely right. It's made all the difference.
And so